Welcome guys to another YouTube video where basically I'm going to explain how much you can make from, say, just $100 investment on top of the $50 free that you get to loan and invest with. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how I've got to it, and then I'm going to show you also just a formula that I've created using Excel and a few samples of various people's outcomes and results so far, and then we can go through how much profit you can expect with how much money you've got in there. So just to start off, these are my stats so far, as you can see, for the 6 days. I've had about this much in there. It was probably, I had 1,620 in there for 5 of these days, and then I put in another $200 that I had spare on top of that, so that I've got about 1,800 US in there. What I've worked out is basically at the moment I am spending about $36.80 per day in ads, so it's adding about that. So about $1,100 per month, which is just to do some quick maths. It's about 60% of the advertising budget. Obviously, I want to spend a little bit more than that, but that's fine. It chooses, it's got its algorithm, and that's what happens. So basically, the more you have in there, the more it spends, but it doesn't keep spending up to the same ratio. So if I had, just for example, if I had $100 in there and it was spending $5 a day on ads, if I had 1,000, it doesn't mean it would spend $50 per day on ads. As you increase the amount, it does lower per day spending. So we'll talk about it in a later video, but it's almost more profitable, and I'll show you how much more profitable it is to have, let's say you've got family members, because they do tell you don't use fraud names, things like that. So I'll show you how to make more money creating accounts with family members, and honestly, you can honestly double your profits doing that. I'll show you down the track. I'll probably make the next video on that. Coming back to this, as you can see, I am getting about, I think I'll tracked about $74 cash back per day. That's what my tracking was expected for. So if we do 74 cash back per day, we're going to be ending up, disregard that. If you have a look at the cashback versus amount spent, you'll be able to work out a basic ratio. Obviously, this is only one account, so you'll be able to work out a basic ratio of how much profit you should get from your advertising budget. So if we just do 556 divided by 273, disregard that, 273 take away the 36. Because it's actually just recently added on $36 for the next day of spending. So if we do 556 divided by 237, it's about 2.3 times the amount. But just for this video, we're going to assume the worst, which is double. So I can expect, once this has all been used up within 6-7 weeks, that this money will be doubled. The cashback will be around the 3,600 mark. At this rate, it's going to be about $4,000, but I'm going to dull it down just because it's the first 6 days, and from what I have seen, it's around the 2 times mark, anywhere from 1.9, 2.1 times your ad spend is how much cashback you get. So looking at that, if you do have, I've noticed if you do have only $200 in there, it will use your entire ad budget within the month. within the month. So for me, it was using about $7 per day when I had that to spend, which is just over 200 in a month, 210. And so you're going to be receiving 400 back. So if you did have, let's say, multiple accounts of 200 because of your family members, again, I am not telling you to make up fake names, because trust me, you don't want to lose the money. Just use family members, friends' names, if you can, if you've got their permission, good. So let's assume you're making 100% a month. If we go to the interest calculator, you can see that 200 and then 100% per month for let's just say 6 months, 1 year, right? We can see that that will produce 819,000, which is a ridiculous amount, which is a crazy, crazy amount and unsustainable, because you can't have that many accounts, right? You're not going to have however many accounts there is, 4,000 accounts. A more realistic value, because mine's at 60% now, so so I'm making sort of around that 60% mark. We can use that value because it is more likely as this increases, and I get to that $2,000 mark, we can make another account. And you're not really going to see less than 60% unless you've got $5,000-$10,000 in there. It may come back again, but again, we're going to focus on the 60% mark, and you can see you can easily get $56,000 in 1 year. Towards that 6 month mark, I'd think about making a couple of accounts, just because what will happen is this one will continue and the rate might decrease and the other one will increase. I have made up just a formula from the current samples that I've got. What they say to me at the moment is basically, if you look at this number here, this is how much invested and this is how much you're spending of that per day on ads. So if you come down to 1800, which is about what I've got, you can see it's spending 1.98%, or let's call it 2% of the ads. Now you can use this graph, just copy this into Google, or find your own samples and go from there. This is what I've got. I've only used like 10 samples, so keep in mind I'll update this. This is just a rough copy now. But as you can see, 2% of 1800 is 36, and I am using 36. But as we come along to sort of 5,000, you can see it's only using 1.5% now. So now it's using $75 per day for 5,000 budget. So if you keep going along to 10,000, you're going to see it's only using $129, $130 a day for budget. So you're only going to be making about that roughly profit per day. So you can see that if I had, 2 accounts of 4,000, okay, so let's say I've got 2 accounts of 2,000, right? At 2%, it's spending $80 a day, right? So $40 each account. Now, if I come up to 4,000, we're looking at 1.6%, which is, just off the top of my head, about $64 per day. So you can see it's using $16 more per day in ads, and therefore at least $16 more per day in profit, if we're using that 1-to-1 ratio, 2-to-1 ratio profit cashback. And that's why I will show you in another video even deeper this stats, why it is better to use family members' accounts, to get them invest, so it's all legal, it's legitimate, and you have multiple accounts, and you'll easily be able to get to this figure by the end of the year. And yeah, so thanks for watching. If you have any questions, post them in the Discord, or message Discord, join it up, and I will definitely answer your questions. Thanks for watching.